Hello and thank you for watching. I'm Jennifer Bowman from Olympia Piano, and this short video is a dominant resolution exercise through the circle of fifths that splits the seventh chords up into two hands. So the first half of this exercise we're going to practice just dominant seventh chords, and in the second half of the video we'll add a little bit more color by adding some ninths. I like to do this exercise with my circle of fifths in front of me. And if you would like a free copy of the Circle of Fifths, just look in the description and I've put a link for a free download of the Circle of Fifths. So when we do these dominant exercises, C is the 5 of F, which is the 5 of B flat, and so forth. So we're going to just go counterclockwise through the circle. And this exercise is going to be entirely of dominant chords, so dominant 7 chords. So if you look up above, we are going to start by reviewing the notes of a C7 chord, C, E, G, B flat, C dominant 7. And the way this exercise is going to work is we're going to play the root, in this case C, with the left hand, and then the right hand is going to play the third and the seventh. We're going to leave out the fifth. So the E and B flat create what is called a tritone. And on the music, when you're looking at the music through this video, this tritone can look like a fifth or a fourth on the music. It just depends on which chord member is on the bottom. So if it is the third on the bottom and the seventh on the top, then this tritone looks like a fifth. However, we have the seventh on the bottom in the right hand and the third on the top. Then on the music, this looks like a fourth. So we'll get back to that in a little bit. Now let's review the F7 chord that we're going to be moving to. So the F7 chord is F, A, C, E flat. Again, the left hand's going to play the root, and when we do the exercise, it will be moving up a fourth from C to F, and the right is going to play the third and seventh, A and E flat, another tritone. However, so instead of doing this, C7, everybody moves up a fourth. What we're going to do is we're going to invert this A and E flat. We're going to put the E flat on the bottom. So now, instead of this, we're going to have, they're just moving down a half step. And look on the music now, when we invert that, as I was just mentioning, seventh on the bottom, third on the top, now it looks like a fourth, aligned to space. So when we move between these two chords, all we have to think about is both voices move down a half step. We're just switching where the third and seventh is. First, the third's on the bottom, seventh's on the top. Then when we move, they're reversed, 7, third, and so forth. Because the right hand's just scooting down half steps for the whole entire exercise, the left hand has to think about which direction it's going. So first it moves up a fourth, and then we're going to do the pattern again. So the left hand's pattern is going to be up a fourth, down a fifth, up a fourth, down a fifth, and so forth. So basically, all you need to remember to do this exercise, right hand moves down half steps the whole time, left hand moving up a fourth, down a fifth, till you get to where you started. So let's do the first version of this pattern now. So we'll start on C7, root, third, seventh, root, seventh, third, left hand down a fifth, root, third, seventh, left hand up a fourth, right hand down a half step, seventh, third, down a fifth, third, seventh, up a fourth, seventh, third, down a fifth, third, seventh, up a fourth, seventh, third, down a fifth, third, seventh, up a fourth, seventh, third, down a fifth, third, seventh, up a fourth, seventh, third, and we're back to where we started. There's going to be 4 variations on this pattern. So once you get the first pattern down, then try it with the same left hand, so up a fourth, down a fifth. But now, instead of starting third, seventh with the right hand, let's do seventh, third. So we'll do the opposite. So this way is going to feel a little tighter. This felt kind of spread out when we did it up here. Hands are pretty spread out. Now, if we do it here, we're closer. So just observe how both of these ways sound and feel, because depending on the piece you're playing, you might want a more open, spread out sound, or you might want a really close, tighter sound. And then this time I want you to notice is how the right hand notes look on the music. Of course, I've only printed the first 4 chords, but just take a look at that so you can see how when the 7th is on the bottom of the right hand, it looks like a 4th, space to line. But when the 7th is on the top of the right hand, it looks like a 5th. So let's do pattern number 2. Root, 7th, 3rd. Left hand's going to do the same pattern, up a 4th, down a 5th, up a 4th. Right hand's just moving by half steps. Left hand's moving by 4th and 5th, and they're actually called perfect 4th, perfect 5th. A lot more closed sound in this exercise. Hands are closer together. Now we can do this pattern 2 more ways, and what we're going to do, instead of going up a 4th first in the left hand, we're going to go down a 5th first, then up a 4th. So we're just offsetting it by 1. So we'll have the really spread out version, so root, 3rd, 7th. So it's kind of like the first way, except the left hand's doing the opposite direction first. Left hand, down a 5th, up a 4th, down a 5th, a 4th, 5th, 4th, 5th. And then we're back where we started. Now let's do the reverse of that. So we're going to start with the 7th, 3rd, down a 5th, up a 4th, down a 5th, up a 4th, down a 5th, up a 4th. Right hand's just moving by half steps. Feels the same, looks different on the music. Okay, so then once you have the basic idea of this pattern, you've played it a few different ways, then have fun with it. Just play. You can play around with rhythm. Kind of fun to do that. Okay, so now we can open the door to a little bit more color. And what we're going to do now is we're going to add the 9th to the chord to create some color. And for this video, we're just going to add basic 9ths. We're not going to do flat 9 or sharp 9. So because we're only going to play the root in the left hand, we're going to add the 9th to the right hand as part of the chord. And the 9th in this case, so for we had a C9 chord, this would be the 9th. So it's a whole step lower than the 3rd. That's why I was kind of making a big deal about where's the 3rd in the chord. If you know where the 3rd is, then you just add the note a whole step lower and you get the 9th. If the 3rd's on the bottom, we're going to add a whole step on the bottom. If the 3rd's on the top, we're going to add the whole step on the top, and so forth. So knowing where that 3rd is helps get the 9th in there. For this portion of the exercise, I'm only going to demonstrate the first of the 4 ways: root, 3rd, 7th, up a 4th, down a 5th. And then you can experiment with adding the 9ths for other variations of the exercise. So check this out. So when we have the 3rd, 7th, when we add the 9th, it's a whole step under the 3rd. And then when we move to the other inversion, here's our shell, 7th, 3rd. So if we're going to add the 9th, it's going to be a whole step under the top this time. So observe how we move. The bottom kind of squeezes in and merges to one note. The right hand scoots down a half step and adds a whole step underneath that. And then we're going to do the reverse of that. This is going to merge into one note, and this is going to slide down a half step and add a whole step. So they kind of switch roles, up a 4th down here. I like to talk myself through it because when we get to all these black keys here, it gets confusing. So we're going to merge on the top, We're gonna slide down a half step on the bottom and add a whole step underneath that, up a fourth, get that part ready. This is gonna merge, down a fifth, get that part ready, and then this is gonna squeeze into this white key in between this whole step here. And then we're gonna merge on the bottom. It gets really tricky right here. Then this is gonna merge. And then this is gonna merge. This will merge, then we'll add the whole step on the bottom. This will merge, half step, whole step up here, G7, and then we're back to where we started. So I'll do that version without all the talking so you can play along if you wish. 1, 2, 3, 4. So once you alternate the positions, they'll just start in a different place. So if you do the C7, and that one's super squished when you do that one, and so forth. So we could also do this one, or we could do, this would be our final starting point. And then so once you've gone through all of these, then you can do the same. And so forth. Thank you very much for watching this short video on dominant resolutions through the circle of fifths. We did thirds and sevenths alternating, and then we ended the video by adding some ninth chords to it. So I hope that you found it helpful, and I hope that you will subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I also have lots of videos on piano technique, piano literature, and also quick piano tips where I take a piece from the piano literature and go over a specific aspect of it, fingering, how to play the trills, how to do the pedal, that sort of thing. So I wish you the best in your piano playing. I hope you write to me in the comments. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know if you'd like to see a video. And as always, thank you for watching.